Hey guys, I'm Andrea and welcome to episode 2 of Careers Are Weird. What is up? How's your week been? Mine's been busy, external meetings, wearing grown up work clothes like I had to iron. And as a tech corporate girly, I'm usually in my uniform of jeans, t shirts, vans, and yeah, this whole week was just very new and I felt like I was playing dress up. So, yeah, bizarre. But anyway, besides digging out my shirts with buttons from the back of my closet, I do have my funny, not so funny corporate story of the week. And it's me and my not born for corporate choice of vocabulary. So, get this, emails are going around back and forth. It's all internal, blah, blah, blah. And it ends with someone basically saying, let's set up a meeting with someone else. Mind you, this is all internal. And I responded like, cool beans, my calendar is open today, so I'm game whenever. So I thought nothing of it. We talk like that in the office all the time. I say cool beans at least 10 times a day, even when something is very much not cool beans. I'm like, cool beans. So I thought nothing of it. Because it's like, yeah, I'm just super open, willing to meet, time most convenient to you. That's what I'm game whenever means. So tell me why I ended up having a little chat about email etiquette shortly afterwards. I was just like, okay, all right, cool, 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 cool. So I know that's not that funny, but you know what is? And the timing is just perfect because it's Bridgerton week. It's just like, okay, I am going to send every email in that proper Bridgerton aristocrat kind of lingo just for the short term, like maybe like the next 5, 10 emails, because you have got to love the things that matter in corporate. Oh my god. Anyway, that's my funny story, and email etiquette or lack of aside, let's talk about the title and why it's come up. So many of us are of the firm belief that we're just faking it every single day and we're going to be found out to be a clueless fraud and we don't know anything and it's all just made up. And when all is said and done and everyone finds out, our entire career is going to collapse in ruins. And we're all running around claiming to be an imposter. And there's just no way that every young millennial and elderly Gen Z can be an imposter. So let's jump in. So definitions first, and according to my good friend Chatty, and that's ChatGPT, is where people doubt their skills, talents, and accomplishments and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud, feeling like you don't deserve the success you've achieved or that that success is due to luck or other external factors rather than your own abilities and efforts. So why am I talking about this? I think imposter syndrome is probably the realest at this age because we're all doing different things for the very first time. And like pause, underscore, bold, caps lock, very first time. Like we're all in different places. Some people are doing masters, some are between jobs, maybe a shift at a coffee shop or a restaurant, backpacking Asian, creating content. I've got one friend getting ready to row to the Arctic, one rescuing crocodiles, and then I'm like, yep, I'm a data business strategy lead at a seafood company. All those are really cool things. They're part of your career. They're what you're choosing to do. But then the ones that are doing their masters feel like, oh yeah, all their classmates are smarter and balancing part-time school and full-time work better. Should they really be in this program? The travel content creators freaking out that their channel isn't growing like other people's, and what if uprooting their lives to do this was a mistake and they need to go home and be normal, whatever normal is. I'm at a tech and seafood company, and I don't know all the fish in the sea, and I don't know the intricacies of traceability technology. There's codes involved. I don't know codes. So then, if I'm not qualified enough, everyone else knows way more than me, and in my head, everyone is outperforming me, and oof, I bet they're all thinking about me, and I don't belong. And where is the grace to ourselves to enjoy learning something new in our work? And I've been looking at it and it's like all these questions and that whole mindset that's imposter syndrome. It's the self-doubt, it's the perfectionism, it's the fear of failure, it's the constant comparison to others, even if it's just in your head. And then it's the two symptoms that I know I struggle with the most, which is undermining my own accomplishments. And that's just thinking your success is because you're at the right place at the right time. And difficulty accepting compliments on a job well done. That's the one I do a lot, which is like brushing off compliments as unwarranted or like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. Like I say half the things I do is like no big deal. But I've been looking at the symptoms of imposter syndrome and how they feed into our approach in our careers. And careers are weird enough on their own without us not giving ourselves the grace and patience to remember that this is the very first time we're doing things. All those symptoms are the reason so many of us are still doing something along the lines of the jobs we started in our early 20s and have been continuing on that path regardless of how horrible it makes us feel. Because, great, you finally overcome the imposter syndrome, you gain the experience for that role in that industry, and you can't possibly move to something else and make a massive pivot because can you imagine what everyone would say? Or how much you might fail if you switch industries and, God forbid, have an imperfect resume? Or, I don't know, a gap or something. Like, how are you going to explain that? And I'm not immune to this. I'm not just like ranting. It's like I studied economics, then went into a boutique consultancy in the logistics and supply chain space. Suddenly, everyone around me knows the largest shipping lines and warehouse operators globally, ports and air cargo. That's just basic industry knowledge. And I was 22 with no clue. Cool. So I gained all that experience, all that knowledge, became what consultants call subject matter expert, got to work on some cool projects with all these key players, and I finally understood it. And then, boom, fast forward, I'm 26, ready to make a change. And, well, how about a traceability and technology platform in seafood? And now, having learned all of that stuff about logistics at my previous job, I'm the imposter again because no one here knows or cares about how much container throughput there is through Jebel Ali port, but they all know the largest salmon producers in Norway. It's scary. Like, should I just stay in logistics and supply chain for the rest of time? No, because then I wouldn't be learning seafood and tech now, and I wouldn't have this cool new team and meet all these smart people. So the way I'm getting over this and owning it is by realizing that everything can be learned. I actually posted this on LinkedIn. I was going through my old posts and it was like, note to self, it's perfectly okay to not know something because you can always learn. And oftentimes the expert in an industry literally has 1 year more experience than you. And I think just realizing that careers are learning games, not perfectionism games. So chill and learn. And if you're in an environment that's against chilling and learning, then start looking at how to change your environment. Don't just start internalizing it like I'm this one big fraud, because really you're not. So then I asked Chatty, what's the opposite of an imposter? And get this, it's a self-assured individual, someone who has a solid understanding and acceptance of their own strengths and weaknesses, and they're comfortable in their own skin and do not feel the need to pretend or downplay their achievements. And yeah, I mean, I think that's the key. Just forget being an imposter. Be your authentic self. And if someone belittles you for needing to learn something, then that's their problem, not yours. Anyway, this was a whole lot. We've only got 10 minutes, and this is a massive topic. But long story short, we can't all be imposters, especially not when we're learning something new and for the very first time. No one cares more about what you're doing than you. So no one's sitting there waiting to see you fail because they're focused on their own fears. And perfectionism is just some Kool-Aid that society made us drink, and it's perfectly fine to put out really good work with flaws. Chances are it's excellent to everyone else and only flawed to you. And I guess cliche and Insta-quote worthy as it is, if you weren't capable, the opportunity would have never come your way. Anyway, I know that's a lot, but I hope you go into work today knowing that you're there because you're capable, strengths, weaknesses, and all. And if you've got a career jump in mind, do it and find a trampoline. And whatever it is, you don't need to feel like an imposter. You just gotta want to learn. That's it for today. Subscribe for more episodes like this. I'll put out new episodes every Wednesday, and don't miss any of the word convos. So yeah, till next Wednesday, stay weird and stay ambitious, my friends.